In this section, let's talk about sublimation printing. Sublimation is one of my favorite ways to print a t-shirt. There are a lot of limitations, which I'll talk about in a little bit, but first let's talk about what sublimation is. Sublimation is when you print a design onto a special kind of sublimation paper. They take that printed transfer sheet and sandwich it with your t-shirt and heat press it. And the heat pressing makes the dye adhere to the t-shirt. And the nice thing about sublimation is there are no color limitations and you don't have to do any kind of screen separations like you do with silk screening. The other thing I like about it is there's no hand or feel or roughness or thickness to the print. Now, the thing about sublimated t-shirts is it only works with shirts that have a polyester content. So you can't do sublimation on 100% cotton tee. And if you print on a shirt that's 100% polyester, you'll get the brightest and most saturated colors. You can also sublimate on polyester blends like a poly cotton shirt. So let's say you had a 20% polyester shirt, 80% cotton. The design will be very subdued, it'll be very light. So let me show you a few examples. This is an example of a photo print on a sublimated shirt. And based on the saturation of the color, I think this is probably a 100% polyester shirt. Another limitation with sublimation is it's sort of expensive. So what people will do a lot of times is just print on the front and not on the back. I don't think that's the best look for a t-shirt, but sometimes you can get away with it depending on the design. This may be like a 30% polyester shirt and that's why it looks light. But I think that's a good thing because this print otherwise would be so bright and so loud that you would only be able to wear it at, say, like a pool party or something like that. Here's another subdued sublimated print, probably printed on a 30-40% polyester shirt. This one again is really nice. This is taken a photographic design, printed really light. One of the limitations with sublimation is you can only print it on a light colored t-shirt, a white, a light blue, a light gray, a light yellow, something like that. But the way around it is if you want a black shirt, what you'll do is your sublimation print that you print onto paper will have that black dye already in it. So you're basically going from a white shirt and printing that black. So this Neff shirt with the fishing lures on it, they printed the black background along with all the colors in that sublimation. And it's not like a screen print where you have to separate the colors. They printed this all in one shot. This is a light brown poly cotton shirt. You can see how the print goes over the collar. So this print was done on the t-shirt after it's sewn up. And this is a nice effect that you can get with sublimation. Another limitation to sublimation is if you print it on a shirt that's off the shelf, a shirt that's already constructed, it's already cut and sewn together, where that transfer paper meets the shirt, if there's a little fold in the shirt, you'll get these little crease marks in your print. And how you set up your design will really affect if that's a problem or not. If you do a really subtle print like this, you're not going to really notice these crease lines so much. But if you have like a really saturated area and it's in the area where you'll get a lot of crease marks, most of the crease marks you'll get are in the armpits and the side seams and the shoulder area. But the way around to getting these wrinkles is to print fabric panels before they're sewn into the t-shirt. So what they'll do is they'll get flat panels of fabric, sublimate those, then cut the fabric, and then sew it together into a t-shirt. Here's a design that I absolutely love. So what I think they did was they took an old Aloha shirt and scanned it, and then took that scan and printed that onto the sublimation paper. Took the sublimation paper with blue fabric, sublimated it, and then cut those panels of fabric and sewed it together. You'll notice how the collar is just the blue collar of the t-shirt fabric, but the shirt itself has a little bit of a yellow tinge to it in most of the areas. And the reason is there's just yellow in that sublimation print. This is a really nice soft shirt to wear. So that's sublimation. Again, it's good for small print runs on light shirts with some polyester content. If you need a lot of color, you don't want thickness of the ink, and you don't mind spending a little bit more.